Eugene Asante balled out at the NFL Combine, and he should be considered to be a draft pick in his coming up draft. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Nick Frazier, and welcome to Water Cooler Talk Sports. If this is your first time around the water cooler here, we appreciate you so much. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell button here at Water Cooler Talk Sports, as well as become a member of the Water Cooler Talk family. After you do that, go over to Twitter and follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. We appreciate you so much. Let's get into it, man. So, Eugene Asante, Auburn linebacker Eugene Asante, went to the combine this past weekend, and he turned a lot of heads. He turned a lot of heads. I tell you this, man. Eugene Asante ran a 4.48 40-yard dash. A 4.48 40-yard dash. That was the second best of the linebackers. The second best of the linebackers. I'm telling you this right now, man. I know a lot of people think that Eugene Asante is going to be a special teams guy in the NFL, which is probably where he'll start out at. I'm just going to be real. Honestly, he's probably going to start out as a special teams guy in the NFL. That's how he's going to make his money. That's how he's going to make his name in the NFL as a special teams guy. But I'm telling you, a team needs to give Asante a shot on their defense. Listen, you saw this man at Auburn play. This man is like a heat-seeking missile. He always has a motor going. This guy, when he gets on the field, you will know he's on the field. And when he hits you, you know you've been hit. The thing about him is the size. And this is what people talk about. This is what majority of the people talk about. They're going to talk about his size. I think he came in at 6 feet, 6 feet, 1.5 inches, 223 pounds is what he measured in at the draft. And he ended up bench pressing 21 reps at the draft as well, which, if I'm not mistaken, was in the top 5 of all linebackers. So the strength is there. If Eugene Asante was 2 inches taller, he would be a mid-round draft pick. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If Eugene Asante was 6'2", 6'2.5", he would be a 3rd round or 4th round draft pick. The size conversation bothers me because there are guys like London Fletcher that played in the NFL who was 5'8", 5'9", and balled out at middle linebacker and were ballers. This man Asante, he can play in the box. He potentially can play outside and cover a receiver or a running back out the backfield. The man is fast enough. He's proven that with a 4.48 40-yard, with a 4.48 40-yard dash at the combine. Listen, man. I understand how the NFL works. I understand that you look at what Auburn was this past year. Auburn was not a winning team. He did not come from a team that was winning. If Auburn was winning, if Auburn had a winning record, if Auburn was more productive, then I think we will see a lot more hay and a lot more talk about Asante, which is the reason why I look at this coaching staff and I'm like, we have to be able to put a product on the field offensively and defensively. What we've seen defensively, we see the steps defensively, but we have to be able to put a product on the field to where it makes people at the next level and it makes stars and recruits that want to come to Auburn be like, that's a place I want to go. Because if we're able to do that and we're able to put more guys in the league and higher rounds of being drafted, it makes scouts, for one, it makes NFL teams, it makes recruits coming out of high school, it makes all of them look at your school different and like, what are they doing there? What are they doing there? And I'm hoping that turns around at Auburn, because when you're able to start putting more guys in the draft in high rounds, in the 1, in the 2nd, in the 3rd round of the NFL draft, it makes people be like, I need to go see what's going on there. it makes scouts be like, I need to go see what's going on there. Instead of trying to find value picks from your school, you're looking at guys that can come in and be day one rotational type guys off the top in the NFL. Not just guys that can come in and be a contribute in the special teams or things and stuff like that. Because Asante is a talent that literally can come in right now. And I'm not saying he will start, but he can definitely see, with a year, maybe with a year, or even towards the end of the season, he can come in and he can contribute in a scheme. I see Asante as a 3-4 linebacker. He's a 3-4 type linebacker in the NFL. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers on the outside. He can play that. He has the speed to cover. He will come in the box and he will hit. Asante is that guy, man. He's that guy. He's strong enough. Don't let the size fool you, man. This man can hold his own. Now, there may be a problem with, trying to get off blocks when he gets bigger guys on him. But trust me, he will find a way to get around that with time, with more reps, with more knowledge of how the game is going to go in the NFL. Asante will find that out because we've seen it. We've seen it happen. Let's not talk about how this man is a heat-seeking missile when you send him on a blitz. And the thing is, man, like I look at these guys, I look at a guy like Asante, and the thing that makes me upset about it is he's gonna be relegated, which is not a bad thing. But when you look at the talent that comes behind it, he's gonna be relegated to just being a special teams guy. When he should, in my personal opinion, be considered as a guy that could potentially come in and contribute in the next year or 2 years for a defense, especially a 3-4 defense. I look at this guy, man. The stats. Look at this. The first 3 years at North Carolina, he totaled 60 total tackles. The next 3 years at Auburn, he had 132 total tackles, 7.5 sacks, and he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown against Texas A&M in 2023. Sometimes you just got to look at the production that these guys put on the field. Sometimes you got to take measurables out. Now, I'm not sitting here saying measurables are not important, because to a degree they are. But sometimes you just got guys that are just football players. And Eugene Asante is a football player. And he deserves to have the opportunity to get on a squad and not just be relegated to a special teams guy. He can make his money there, but he also needs to be able to have the opportunity to get in the 2 deep rotation in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. And I don't want this to seem like I'm hating on special teams, because you got a lot of guys that come out and have made a name and have been Hall of Famers for special teams. Ray Guy, Devin Hester. I mean, you looking at those guys, you know them from special teams type guys that are that contributed on the special teams and help teams win that way. But Asante, man, his talent alone, man, I'm telling you, man, a team needs to give this guy a chance. Let him cut. If you want to bring him in as a special teams type guy, bring him in. But give him the opportunity to be able to show you what he can do in a defense, especially in a 3-4 type defense, with his athletic ability, with his ability to play in the box, with his ability to cover. Listen, man, I watched this guy during the week at the Senior Bowl, and I tell you, he had a great week at the Senior Bowl. He deserves the opportunity. I just want everybody from Auburn, everybody from the state of Alabama, whatever. I just want everybody to succeed, especially Auburn. And Eugene Asante deserves that chance. He's not just a special teams guy. He's a contributor, and he is a guy that is going to give you his all. He has a motor, and he's a guy that is willing to do what it takes to win for his teammates.